Good day. This is Milton Schoen, Hennepin County Veteran Service Director, and welcome to America Salutes. In this segment of our program, we have an opportunity to learn about a brand new initiative to serve homeless veterans in our community. And we're fortunate today to have Jonelle Dron, who is the Program Manager for Homeless Programs at the Minneapolis VA Medical Center, and also the brand new Community Resource and Referral Center in downtown Minneapolis. Welcome, Jonelle.
Thank you, Milt. It's really good to be here.
I believe there are 17 of these centers nationwide, so Minneapolis is fortunate that it has this resource.
Very fortunate. We actually just opened our doors September 18th of this year, and so we're in our fourth week. We are one of 17 centers nationally, and this is coming from President Obama and Secretary Shinseki's goal of ending homelessness among veterans. And this is really one of the many tools that we see in being able to aid us in reaching this goal.
Very good. And as I understand it, what's unique about your facility is that you're open from 7 in the morning till 7 in the evening. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the services that you provide and some of the options you provide to veterans?
Sure. The hours are 7 p.m. to 6 p.m.
To 6 p.m.
Monday through Friday. We're closed holidays. We have many services on site, and really there's 4 main components. The first component is that all of the homeless programs through the VA have moved to this site. We do still have a small presence at the Minneapolis VA Medical Center, but for the most part, all of our services are at this new downtown location, 1201 Harmon Place, near Loring Park there. So we have the homeless programs, and then we also have a psychosocial rehab program called Veteran Bridge to Recovery, and they're a program who serves veterans who are struggling with serious mental illness. We also have primary care services on site. We have 3 exam rooms and a full staff of primary care, 2 nurses and a physician. And then lastly, we have concrete services. So we have shower facilities, laundry facilities, a computer lab, and then also a community room.
And you also have other providers and stakeholders from other organizations that assist you in serving veterans.
Yes, and that's really the exciting piece, is that when a veteran comes to the CRRC, they could see many different people. They could see VA staff, but in addition to that, our community partners who are collaborating with us and providing services for veterans. For example, Hennepin County Veteran Service Office is there, so we appreciate your group being there twice a month. And then we also have Veteran Upwards Bound with the MCTC, Minnesota Assistance Council for Veterans. We have Department of Labor there, and various other community partners, which we hope to continue to grow. Very
good. And the CRRC is aptly named because of the community in it. Mm-hmm. In the past, the VA was come to our place, come to the medical center, come to the regional office, and it tended to be somewhat remote and removed, especially from homeless veterans. And you actually are right in the community where homeless veterans are more likely to live.
Absolutely. We're really excited to be at this new location. It really does hopefully open access, open our doors to the veterans who are really needing the most services. We hope to serve veterans who maybe were hesitant to go out to the VA, or the VA, it is kind of near the airport, and we really want to make it as accessible as possible. So being in the community is really key to the services we're providing.
Yeah, and it can be, the Minneapolis Medical Center can be intimidating to some people, especially if they the first time through. Mm-hmm. I know that HUD-VASH vouchers are a major portion of the President's agenda to eliminate homelessness amongst veterans, and I think that's targeting resources on the most needy veterans and not giving the same services to everybody, but giving more deep-end services to individuals who may require them.
Absolutely. The biggest part of our program is the HUD-VASH program, and it's working with Housing Urban Development, and then the VASH stands for VA Supportive Housing Program, and that's where the VA, our program, is providing intensive community case management to those veterans entering into that program.
And so if I were a veteran, a homeless veteran, and I wanted to get into this program, I would have to be eligible for VA health care.
Correct.
And I would have to be a homeless veteran in substantial need according to the VA. And if I agreed to intensive case management to work on my behaviors, maybe not make them 100% perfect within a month or two, but that you're working on those behaviors, then you're able to get this housing.
Correct. And to clarify, the housing is where we're partnering with public housing authorities where they provide a housing choice voucher, which means the veteran then pays 30% of their income toward rent. And you're exactly right. The criteria is needing to be eligible for VA health care, be willing to work on goals and stabilizing the things that they need in order to maintain housing. And then just working with the providers and moving forward. It's a really positive program, and we've seen a lot of changes take place within veterans and their families. It is a program that can serve veterans and their families. In addition to that, we have 400 total vouchers that the Minneapolis VA and the local public housing authorities are administering. And currently we do not have vouchers available, but we do have turnover.
You do have turnover, and then every year seemingly Congress allocates additional vouchers, or that's happened up until now.
Sure.
So you get additional vouchers periodically, and you're able to open your doors a little further. Okay.
Right.
One of the elements of the HUD-VASH voucher is you don't go into a high-rise, that it's as I understand it, it is a scattered site Section 8 rental voucher where the veteran can decide where he or she wants to live in the community, and that, I suspect, is part of this whole process of the individual taking control of their life and dealing with the issues rather than having somebody make decisions for them.
Absolutely. The housing choice voucher, I think, is a really powerful thing where the veteran is choosing the community that they wish to live in. There are boundaries in terms of the public housing authorities that we work with, that they have to be within their jurisdiction and their limits. But currently we are working with both the Minneapolis and St. Paul public housing authorities, as well as Metro Housing Authority. And now we have rural vouchers. We have 5 vouchers in Duluth, we have 5 in Mankato, and 10 vouchers in Rochester.
Well, that's great. And then, because I think case management was an issue in those locations, and you figured a way to provide the case management, so this program is available to people throughout the state.
Yes.
There is another initiative that I'm aware of that's going on, and that is Common Bond is rehabbing and creating 50 units of housing right on Fort Snelling, adjacent to the Fort Snelling Golf Course and adjacent to the Fort Snelling Employees Club. And that will provide another resource for homeless veterans as we move forward.
Yes, absolutely. Common Bond is one of our newer partners through the Burr Initiative, and looking at enhanced lease opportunities and being able to create those housing units, and then having it close to the VA Medical Center as well, and we'll be continuing to collaborate with them.
And so individuals will be close to transportation, and they'll be close to the VA Medical Center. And that's similar to the Minneapolis Veterans and Community Housing, which is 140 units of sober housing that's located on the Minneapolis VA Medical Center campus. So here's another resource, and it will be a valuable resource to these individuals, but people are able to live and become more self-sufficient, and they don't necessarily have to have a car to get around because of the public transportation that's available to them.
That's right.
Very good. And it must have been quite a journey and initiative to move your entire operation from the medical center to a site on Harmon in the community. And have your staff adjusted to the change?
They have. You know, it's been a really exciting and certainly challenging year and a half of really getting this project up and running. One that we've had so much support, both from veterans being very excited about it, and then also our community providers and the neighborhood that we moved into of really being key and really welcoming. So we have adjusted, and veterans are coming through our doors every day, and we're seeing new veterans. That's extremely important to us.
Very good. There seems to be a real mix of programs that we've got now. It's not just one approach, and we've got a number of resources that can benefit individuals, but there seems to be a common element in these, that responsibility is something that you'd like to see from the veteran, and that's what the case management encourages. So it's not like a one-way street, like you've got this and you don't have to change anything.
That's right. You know, coming to the Community Resource and Referral Center really does mean veterans are really coming there looking for assistance, looking for resources and support, and that's why we're there. So the expectation is that when veterans come in to the CRRC, they need to be eligible for VA health care, but that they're also there to be actively working on things. And that's why we have the computer lab, and we have case management services on site. We have medical care, we have mental health care, community partners providing all sorts of different services. And so really there's a lot that a veteran can achieve by coming to the CRRC.
And the small things can often be big things, in that being able to shower, most of us take for granted, maybe having a locker to put your belongings, to be able to have a computer lab, to be able to use email and get connected, and if someone's in a shelter, they're out the door in the morning and they've got to find their way to someplace. And I suspect your goal is that over time people are going to get more connected and seek to be more connected to both services and opportunities.
Most definitely, and what we've been seeing just in the short period of time that we've been there is that those really basic services have been highly utilized and really appreciated. For example, we have veterans who are employed but are needing to stay in shelter until earning enough to find housing and that sort of thing. So having that shower and laundry facility is really key. Very
good. Well, with that, I believe that our time is up, but I want to thank you very much, Jonelle. This has been a very informative interview, and I think our viewers are going to walk away from this with more information, and hopefully we will have individuals who can avail themselves to the services that you provide.
Great. Good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.